Hello, this is Angie from Handmade Natural Beauty. I'm back to cut another loaf of soap today. This is my Rain Shea Butter Soap. These aren't pretty, but these are the molds that I use. I made them. It's a PVC pipe and then some sort of plumbing contraption on the bottom. And then I just line them with freezer paper and then glop it down in there. You know, settle it down into the bottom. So when I had originally made this recipe, I didn't really pay attention to how big I wanted it to be or even really know how to do that. So I have about, 1.5 amount of soap in here to fill these up. So maybe at some point I'll modify it to either make it 2 full tubes or just the one, but it works right now. So I will take these out. And if I didn't already mention, this is a hot process method, so the consistency is about that of mashed potatoes when I pour them in. But as you can see, I have a little bit of a swirl going on in here, and I'll let you in on a little secret of how I do that. I mix all of my ingredients together, get the fragrance all blended in really well, and then I save out a little bit of the oils at the very end and add whatever color I want. So the ultramarine blue, I mixed that up with the oils really well, and then I just drizzled it over the top while it was still in my crock pot, and just gently kind of folded that in, because you don't want to mix it too much, but just enough to kind of spread it out a little bit to give it kind of this marbleized look. So that's my little secret for creating a little bit of a swirl looking soap in hot process, when that's usually not an easy task. So never had this stick before. That's kind of weird. Let's try it this way. Oh, there we go. And I think you've seen me, if you've seen any of my other videos on this type of soap, they usually end up looking a little dilapidated, and so I do some molding to kind of fill in these areas. And so this soap in particular is a little bit more of my rustic looking soap. It's, it's okay that it doesn't have these perfectly smooth, clean lines. I think it kind of adds to the character and charm to look a little bit, rougher and, handmade. So I just go ahead and fill these holes in with this little bits from the top and try to get it as cylinder-like, if that's a word, as possible. Kind of see how that's filling in a little bit, so it's a little bit more smooth than it was before, but still needs just a bit, a little more here. Alright, so that looks good. So now I'll move on to the other one. Alright, same thing, nice little gouge through here, and I know it's all probably in that settling. I try to bang the pipe on the counter as much as possible to settle that in, but I don't want to be too rough with it because I'm afraid that end cap will come off. And this is perfectly fine, because when it's first out of the mold, it is very moldable, so I don't mind doing this. this one isn't bad at all. Just maybe just a little bit right in here and a little bit right here. Okay, so that looks nice and smooth and ready to cut. So I'm going to go grab the cutter. A little bit of the citrus mist still on here, so I'm hoping, you know what, I think I'm going to clean this off a bit and then I will be back. Okay, so we're ready to cut here. Just gonna line this up a little bit. There we go. And again, you know, because it is so moldable, you know, the little scraps like this, you know, this one potentially is just about a full bar, so this is something I could just take home and use myself. Otherwise, I can just mold together and make soap balls. I have a little container in the shop, so people can kind of, they're all just mix and match. They're not labeled a certain scent, so it's kind of a, you know, kind of a little treasure hunt to see what you can find in there. But that's what I like to do with the little extras. And then I just go through and just gently with my finger just smooth down the edges. But it's it's neat, you know, using the method that I just talked about, is you can get that all the way throughout, kind of that swirled look. So this line of soap is one of my first lines that I've had, and it's popular. I have a lot of people that use this as their staple bath and body soap. But you know, it's not my prettiest soap that I make, so I think it's kind of fun to jazz it up a little bit where possible. Most of the varieties are really subdued and kind of pastel colors, and you know, nothing like my kale and clay that are really bright and vibrant. This is in the Rain scent. Very fresh, clean scent. Scoop that down. So I get quite a lot of bars out of this batch. I should have my Pandora going in the background or something. I'm like, gosh, it's so quiet. Usually when I'm in the shop making stuff, I've got some music going. Or when I'm, you know, I've got the shop open. But so quiet. Running out of space on my tray here. Might have to rearrange a few things. Let's try that. So like I mentioned, very, very soft bar, very good bath and body soap. Features shea butter, very moisturizing. You can even use it as a shaving soap, but because it is so soft, and it will firm up, you know, it won't stay as moldable and soft as it is right now, but because it is on the softer side, I don't recommend it as a hand soap. It just doesn't seem to have the opportunity to dry out in between uses, especially on like a heavy trafficked bathroom or something like that. So really recommend this as more of a Bath and Body. And then, like I said before, this is one of the things I like to do with these, is just take and mush it together. Roll it in a ball. And then these are the little soap balls that I sell in the store, I think for, $2. Maybe $1.50 I might have on them, I'm not sure. But so it's a nice little, you know, hand size soap. You know, you can just use it, little guest size soap, even for travel. They're nice too. So I can probably get another one out of here. Maybe I'll roll them all. I can only use up so much soap, so I always seem to, oh, well, I'll just take this home, and I'll take this home, and then pretty soon I've got 20 bars of soap at home to use. My son just started using the Zen for Men kale and clay soap that I make, so that's kind of exciting. He's 10, so it hasn't been too long, maybe in the last year, he's started taking showers instead of baths. And yesterday he washed one of our dogs while he was in there with the pet shampoo, and she came out smelling so good. And he's like, that was fun, I like that. I want to wash the dogs all the time. I'm like, okay, no complaint here. Our little Shih Tzu gets into all sorts of mischief, and that little dog, you know, right after we're done washing her, she seems to get into something and then stinks again. So so maybe it'll be her turn next. All right, there we go. And that one I'll just throw in my little sink here. Got a whole little bin of just little teeny tiny scraps. Alright, so there we are. I'm gonna wash my hands and I will be right back. Alright, so here they are all stacked up and ready to cure. I think I'm gonna probably have to put the samples somewhere else because these are all kind of touching and it's a little crowded. So, but these are the two soaps that I just cut today, the Rain Shea Butter Soap, and then also my last video was cutting this one, the Citrus Mist Kale and Clay Soap, which also makes a good shaving soap, but it's harder and makes a good hand soap as well. So, as always, please visit me if you're in the La Crosse, Wisconsin area at Handmade Natural Beauty Boutique, 200 Main Street in Powell Place, downtown La Crosse. Otherwise, my website is naturalbeautysoaps.net, or you can find me on Facebook. Search Natural Beauty Boutique. Thank you very much for watching. This is Angie from Handmade Natural Beauty, wishing you a naturally beautiful day.